What did you make of the College Football Playoff Committee's Final Four? What'd you make of that one?
I got no issue with it. Listen, I'm not a college football analyst. I mean, like, I'm sure you got somebody on staff who watches a lot closer than me, but you want these guys to make the perfect decision. It's impossible. You know, this thing, like a Power 5 conference champion could be left out any year, right? And, you know, Florida State, as good as you want that pat on the back because you played great, you beat who was in front of you, the whole thing. What you're asking people, if you're a Florida State fan, is to have a 23-point line in the, I'm not saying 23, but like multiple touchdown line in the first round of that playoff. And I think that's what's plagued the playoff to this point has been these first round games have sucked a lot of the time. I want to see a playoff where all the games are good. And, you know, like people that say, hey, the best team's got to get in, you didn't even get what you want really, because if we're saying that, it's not just Bama, then Georgia has to get in over somebody. So there's no one way that you can boil this thing down. It's an imperfect assignment for these guys, and I think they did the best they could with it. I know some people are going to say, hey, Florida State should be in, but like you're telling me they're going to win. Now bet me on the first round game. You know, like if Florida State's supposed to be in, then tell me they have a chance to win that first round game. They wouldn't.
Well, I hear you, and there are 14-point underdogs to Georgia in the Orange Bowl that they did make, and I understand your point. I just went, you know, kind of all in on this subject matter before you joining, and one of the things I said was, what if there was a committee of individuals the year you lost Carson Wentz to say, hey, you're not you're not the same team with Nick Foles, you know?
There's a big difference.
And that is?
Because, yeah, there's a big difference. The big difference is we had 4 games or whatever it was without Carson Wentz. So, like, starting there, you know, that doesn't hold up because you actually have an opportunity to see this guy over a 3-4 game period where we played the Giants, we beat the Raiders, we finished that game out on the road with a backup quarterback, and ultimately we won the whole thing. So unless you're saying that Florida State has a legitimate chance to win with a second or third string quarterback, you know, which we'll never know.
But see, that's my point. We're not going to know. You know what I mean? And
yeah, but come on. Like, it's apples to oranges, in my opinion.
I mean, that's why I wanted to ask you. Because, you know,
I just
were on the team that I was just talking about.
No. But to liken us to Florida State, I put my whole life savings on them not winning the college football playoff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we were still the 1 seed. We had an advantage with home field. And in the NFL, I do think it's more of a team game. You could say, hey, quarterback, but we see all the time that backup quarterbacks come in there. I had Tulane. I heard that guy got hurt. He was like out drinking or something. The starting quarterback got hurt like the night before the game. They're playing somebody earlier this season. I'm like, I'm putting, you know, the balance on the team with the starting quarterback, and it ends up being a shootout. And, you know, I almost lose the bet. It happens all the time in college football. And in the pros, I just think having that 4-game window for us to get into the playoffs and see what we're about is what differentiates. If this happened mid-season, you might have an argument, but I don't think so. Not the last 2-3 games of the season.
Yeah, I just thought Florida State could get your dog masks, you know, and throw them on, and, you know, you never know. You know what I'm saying?
Booger and Danny Cannell might like that. Now, the thing I do like about this whole thing is watching everybody melt down in real time. Because I don't care enough. Like, that's the thing. People are going to be mad about what I said here.
Right.
Like, somebody's going to be mad, but I don't care because it's not what I do for a living.
Yeah.
And I'm just a fan, and I watch the games like everybody else. But I think if you want the best 4 teams or a combination of the best 4 teams plus the most deserving, I think they got that.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.